All right, guys, Cody here, and we are back doing another review. And tonight we are doing, even though it looks like the same bags, the Lore 1.0 from Squatch and the Lore 2.0 from Squatch. So there's not a whole lot of differences here, but there are some small ones that do make a pretty big impact. So let's first talk about the Lore and the Lore 2.0 just from visual. If you look at these, you would probably be pretty hard pressed to tell the difference between them unless you really knew what you're looking for. From the fronts, pretty much the same. From the backs, almost the same. And I will say just from carrying them both, they both feel exactly the same, even from the sides. And it's been a wonderful bag. I enjoyed the 1.0. I enjoyed the 2.0 that I've used it, so just a couple small changes. So the main thing I would say that you can probably notice is right off the bat is from the front, this one has the putter pouch flap in the back, while this one has it in the front. Now, Lore said that they were doing that for a couple reasons. Number one, people were using the pouch, and when they were putting their disc in here, they said a lot of times where people were pulling out the back and it was getting stuck and pulling up this back flap. I personally never had that problem. Anytime I put a disc in there, I've never had an issue. But they have said that they fixed this pouch. And here's what happened is a lot of times this first pouch, I haven't had too many problems with it, but a lot of users are saying it was sagging, it didn't sit right. People even made like 3D prints that showed that kind of like raised up the bottom so stuff would sit like flatter. I never had too much of a problem getting stuff in and out. You can see right here, looks pretty similar. It is a tiny bit different, but I have not noticed a huge change even from front to back. I never had anything really get stuck. I guess it looks a little bit more aesthetically pleasing, but another thing I will say is that in here, the bottom does seem like there is, I don't know if they added like a little bit of more rigidity to the bottom. Like you can feel in here, when I feel like in this pocket, it does feel a little bit more solid. And I guess one thing, having the flap on the front, if you do use anything in this zippered back, like you can put like a water bladder. I guess you could hide other stuff down there, but now you can get to it without lifting up this flap, because this one does have it too. Other than that, that's probably the main difference for the top. Another thing that I've really liked is if you look in the side pockets of these, they have, their system's pretty intuitive, where you can either have it closed like this on the outside, where it just works like a traditional pocket. If I wanted to put stuff in there, I can zip it down, all this stuff like that. It's pretty water resistant. I think the zippers are even rainproof. But for me, I always leave it open. And if you look in the new models, the same flap and everything, same thing, but in this new version, they have added a pocket divider. So if I took my drink and put it here, it's going to stay there. Where in this one, it's just an open spot where I put it in here, you know, it kind of flaps around. So that's kind of nice to have. I use it for dividing up, like I got snacks in there. I put my towel down one of them so it's not dragging. Got a chalk bag, stuff like that. I throw my keys in there. But that has been a nice addition to that. You'll probably also notice on the sides we have Velcro, which if you're putting on patches, if you're doing, a lot of people like to put things on there. I haven't moved over my stuff yet from my other bag, but I sometimes put a team patch on here, and it's on both sides. So you can see right here. But other than that, that's not a big difference on those. So if Velcro is not a big thing, you probably wouldn't notice. On the right side, or I guess, right for where you're looking, left, I guess actually, you can see that they added on one of the D-rings, they added a holder for like a disc retriever. And All it is a little bungee. Like if you look, they took a D-ring and added one of these, so you could probably add this to anything or to your old 1.0, but it is convenient, like not going anywhere, which is actually a great, I used to use like a D-ring and then use like a carabiner to do that, so actually that's pretty smart, using a bungee like that. So we have the Velcro, we have the little side pocket, we have the front flap, and then of course the big difference is these side pockets are wider. Now it's really tough to tell, like here to here, you probably don't notice much from the smaller 1.0 to the bigger 2.0, but once you actually open it up, you will notice a pretty substantial difference in how big it gets. And I was kind of shocked at first. Like I still put a decent amount of stuff in here, but this, if you want to put like a long sleeve sweatshirt, long sleeve jacket, raincoat, anything like that, it actually makes a big difference. And it still does not make the bag a lot bulkier. It's really hard to tell. Like if I put this in front of it, it's not like the 2.0 in the back is sticking out much farther. You probably see it looks pretty similar width-wise. As far as straps, they said they changed the redeployment. I can't tell. They were already comfortable to begin with. Oh, actually, I do see. If you look right here, they made the straps on this one just a little bit higher. The strap point on the back, so you can see like these have the Velcro, or not the Velcro, the elastic band right under the zipper, where here it's a little bit lower. So I think it does give you the opportunity, like right here, this one came undone. If you like them to stick a little bit wider out, you can actually do that. So now, like if you put it down on the ground, you can do that, but I'm pretty sure you can do that with this. It just makes it, you know, look how much higher this one gets. So these are pulled all the way up, and this one gets a little bit higher just because of having that higher point. Other than that, not a whole lot of differences. Would I say an upgrade is worth it? Yes and no. And here's what I'm saying to that, a little caveat to that. If I'm weird, I love Velcro. I like to put patches on. Big deal to me. If you like the big side pockets, if you are worried about having the newest thing, then yes, I would say it's worth it. These are great bags. If you were not unhappy with like this flap, with the storage, if you had another solution for like this little side Velcro thing sticking out, then I would probably hang with this. If you wanted something with a little bit more storage space, if you did notice your pocket was getting stuck or your stuff was sinking down in here, I know some people are having that problem. If Velcro mattered, if this little thing mattered, sure, I think it's a worthy investment. Squatch always does a lifetime warranty on their stuff to the owner, the original owner of the bag. So I definitely think it's a great bag. It's the one I've been using right now, so sure. But again, I just wanted to show some of those small, minute differences because I've showed these to people on the courses and they have not noticed that I used a different bag because to them it looks the same. They're like, oh, cool lure bag. They don't know the small differences unless they're looking for this, looking for that, looking for this. Aesthetically, 95% the same. The differences are those small changes that as a player you might notice and might value, where if those are not big deals to you, you might be more than happy with the 1.0. So I will be doing another review here soon of the Lore versus the Pound Rufus because a lot of people have been asking about both of those smaller bags from these two companies. All right, well enjoy. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments below, and thanks for watching, subscribing, and liking.